The energy SOURC, the clock pulse of the DNA computer. Author: Nguyen Tsong Leet. Writer: independent researcher. If DNA is a three-dimensional computer, then energy is not merely fuel. It is the clock signal that allows the entire system to operate. A computer without energy is only inactive hardware. Likewise, DNA without a continuous energy flow would remain a static molecular structure, unable to compute, replicate, or express life. Energy is not optional. It is structural. In living systems, energy does not play a secondary role. It is not added after structure is formed. On the contrary, energy precedes structure and forces structure into existence. From the earliest stages of life, atoms were subjected to continuous energy pressure, thermal gradients, chemical potential differences, electromagnetic interactions, and mechanical stress in a liquid environment. These forces did not simply move matter. They constrained matter, forcing atoms to organize into stable, repeatable, and information-carrying configurations. ATP. Not just energy, but precision power. In biological systems, energy is delivered primarily through ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ATP is often described as the energy currency of the cell, but this description is incomplete. ATP does not release energy randomly. It releases energy only at the precise location and moment where a biochemical instruction is executed. In computational terms, ATP functions as a localized power packet, not a continuous current. This is fundamentally different from electronic computers, where energy flows constantly and large amounts are wasted as heat. A distributed power architecture. Each cell is an independent energy processing unit. There is no central generator supplying power to the entire organism. Energy is generated locally, consumed locally, and tightly coupled to informational events. This distributed architecture ensures extraordinary efficiency and resilience. If one part of the system fails, the rest continues to operate. Biological time. The living clock. Every computational system requires a clock. In DNA-based systems, the clock is not a quartz crystal or an electronic oscillator. Instead, biological time is governed by circadian rhythms, cell cycle checkpoints, metabolic oscillations, and molecular feedback loops. These rhythms synchronize DNA replication, protein synthesis, and cell division across billions of cells. Time in biology is encoded in energy flow. When the clock loses synchronization, many diseases can be understood not simply as structural defects, but as failures of timing and energy coordination. Cancer, for example, is not only a result of genetic mutation. It is often a breakdown in the synchronization between DNA replication, energy availability, and cell cycle control. When the biological clock loses coherence, the system begins to execute instructions at the wrong time. Molecular vibration and resonance. DNA is not rigid. It vibrates. These molecular vibrations generate weak electromagnetic fields that contribute to synchronization within and between cells. At large scales, billions of cells behave like oscillators coupled through shared energy fields, creating coherence across tissues and organs.
Actually
Energy,
store info.
therefore, acts
It's
as
all
a
about the
conductor,
code
not merely
A,
a fuel.
T,
Why
G,
four
and
DNA
C,
bases
the four
exist?
letters of life.
An energy perspective.
These letters team up
The
in
four
threes,
DNA bases,
making words
A,
called
T,
codons.
G,
With 4
C,
choices per
are not
slot,
arbitrary
that's
chemical
4 times
choices.
4 times 4.
They represent the most
64
energy-stable
possible
configurations
codons.
capable of
Each codon is like a
hydrogen
command
bonding
in a computer
water,
program,
reliable
telling your
pairing,
body what to
and
build
repeated
and when.
replication under
So next
thermal
time you boot up your
fluctuation.
computer,
Other molecular
remember,
configurations
nature's already
collapse
mastered
under energy
3D data
stress.
storage,
Only
right
these four
inside your
survive the
cells.
energetic filtering imposed by the environment. Energy selects geometry. Geometry selects information. Energy as informational pressure. Energy does more than push particles into motion. It applies informational pressure, forcing matter to arrange itself into patterns that can be copied and maintained. Life emerges when energy flow becomes constrained enough to create memory. DNA is that memory. The blind spot of modern science. Modern science often treats energy as fuel. Living systems use energy as signal, timing, and control. This distinction is crucial. Without understanding energy as an informational agent, DNA appears to be a passive storage molecule. With this understanding, DNA is revealed as an active computational system driven by energetic rhythm. The full stack of the DNA computer. A living organism can be understood as a complete computational stack. Hardware, carbon-based chemistry, storage, DNA's three-dimensional structure, code, codons and regulatory sequences, power and clock, ATP and biological rhythms, execution, ribosomes and protein folding, applications, cells, organs, consciousness. From code to matter. Codons are not descriptions of proteins. They are commands. When executed, these commands shape matter into functional geometries, enzymes, channels, motors, and structural frameworks. The algorithm is physical. The computation is embodied. Conclusion. Life is not sustained by energy alone. It is sustained by energy organized in time. DNA is not a static archive. It is a living computation, driven by rhythmic energy pulses that allow information to become matter. Energy is the clock. DNA is the code. Life is the execution.